Yes. Good evening, good evening, good evening. You check the time, it's already 11:50 p.m. And today's day is Wednesday, 12th December. Yeah, December 28th. We have to continue with the tutorial about digital entrepreneurship. But today, I want to talk about one interesting topic. It's also good in like to have that in under digital entrepreneurship, or like if you kind of going to do internet business, you really need that. You really need that. So that's why I just wanted to put it under it. So it's just that way. It's all about fake news. Yeah, just that fake news. It's all about fake news. Just that. Uh, just that. Just that. Just that. Like what it is. How do people generate it? Like why do they generate it? Why does it spread so fast? Possibly what some other countries are doing it. For Ghana, nothing much, except I think somewhere last month I heard the Minister of Information upon Chroma, I think. What is the name upon Kwame Nkrumah? Yeah, I think he said something like that. October 26. This is from Classic FM. Star FM also reported it, and it's actually on Ghana Web. It's on my Joy too. So there is something like that. He said it. What basically it means is nothing is controlling it as of now. So anybody at all can just create it. I've actually been reading around it, if I say for the past 2 years, just like as an interest, fake news. Like, yeah, it's very interesting to see what is going on there. So somewhere in May, I even did kind of a publication on it, on fake news. I kind of made like a political tool. Yeah, that's it here. So a lot of what we'll be discussing will also be in this. And secondly, definitely to cover what triggered this video, and what triggered is a post I saw on Facebook, and I said, wow, then I kind of have to look at it. Now see, and zoom. And that's my kind of secret mentor, so I follow him a lot. I like him. Yeah, where's that post? Which of it? I think this should be him. Just hope that's his real account. There's something. Yeah, I just saw. I hope it's still there. Yeah, that's it here. Dear UTV, I think this is fake news. So Paul Kagame will not say this, even if he's on admission at a psychiatric hospital. And listen to what, according to UTV, Paul Kagame said. that I think Ghanaians have a huge problem with getting what makes sense and what doesn't, and it just goes blah 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 blah, and they kind of pick it from here. I think Al Jazeera, West Africa. Yeah, they got it from here. If you check the screenshot there on the telly, yeah, this is the news. This is the news. So, what is the big deal? Al Jazeera, there it is, West Africa. This is their page. They have 49, that's close to 50,000 likes. And this particular post you can see was shared 1,500 times. That's serious, and it has about 491 comments. Then a couple of other interesting posts. So I kind of think this is where UTV got it from. And with all apologies, I might be mentioning UTV in this tutorial, but I have no intention of like kind of bringing them down or something. I have no interest in that. Just want to take the opportunity to address the challenge. I've actually even published an article on it. That's it here. I hope it's not published yet. I just kind of drafted it 90 minutes ago. I just finished actually. I said let me do a video version of the article, and the title is UTV caught up in Al Jazeera fake news, what other media houses must learn from. But everything about the article is not about UTV specifically. It's kind of a general advice or kind of some technical skills I think all media houses must have like going forward. So let's just look at this one I wrote. That was somewhere May 2018. Let's see some little trick here. Maybe my talk might be a bit slow for you, and if you're kind of watching it on YouTube, it's simple. You can just make it fast.
In terms of what engenders and facilitates these relationships, one is really important is Islamic etiquette. So it's very important just to remember that just like your brother, you're supposed to greet them with a smile. You're supposed to, I mean, these things you do with people outside, sometimes we forget that the people we're living with have more rights than other people to those same etiquette. And also doing things for each other. Ithar, preferring the other to the self.
So
this idea. And the thing about it is,
so in case like maybe after downloading or when watching it on YouTube, you feel like no, I'm going slow. I think there are ways to fasten it. The same way, if maybe it's downloaded and you are playing it with VLC or whichever player, there are ways to kind of fasten, like to make it play fast. Not just any video at all. So let's see the critical things I published in my first article. It's an interesting story that preceded it. There's actually a kind of survey that actually proved that fake news travels faster than real news. That is from the Journal of Science. Yeah, and Winston Churchill said this years ago, and it kind of is still true. It's still true. So this is it all, like I started the whole thing how like my first encounter with fake news. So it's long time, somewhere to maybe around 2000. 2000 I was in my hometown Wamfie. Yeah, I think that was JSS 1 or 2 thereabout. Am I really telling the truth? No, I think it's somewhere yeah, those time around maybe late 90s there about, because it was kind of a mail printed out. Someone brought it to the community, and if you read the content, is here. It's here, like the whole idea is like someone in the Prophet mosque, and then a watchman, he dreamt and he saw the Prophet, and then the Prophet told him this, that. So that is the message, and it's kind of very touching. If you have no clue, these things can be fake, because it talks on real issues and things you know possibly are going wrong. So those are the things it void out, and it actually told us to make these copies, 20 copies, and distribute it to the community. Take note, this is somewhere early 2000 or like late 90s thing. I encountered it real. So I was somewhere, Kuboy, one friend, I was in their house, and the guy brought the paper, printed email, and then I just kind of picked one, rush to my old lady that, man, this is what is going on. That if you make 20 copies, inshallah, heaven there, it will be yours. So she opened her abosor, and there's some coins in it. We check, I think that time it was 20 pesos each. It couldn't really make the 20 copies. She didn't have enough. I said, don't worry, God knows our intention. So I picked those coins. I think I was able to do about 10 or so copies. I started sharing it, and then I just shared about 3-4, and I realized everybody in the Zongo community had a copy, so there was no one to give again. Anyone you meet, it's kind of, man, I already have one. So sometimes I even for like, oh, just add this, and I couldn't share all. I just have to come back. But I was only on the point that God knows my heart. He knows I've done my best. So yeah, maybe having insecure for myself and my old lady, and that ended it. It's on. Let's say fast forward to somewhere 2013. I was in a car from here. I reached Abu post office. Instantly, that issue kind of triggered in me. I said, okay, yeah, those times had nothing to do with computer. I didn't know anything. I've never seen it before. But it was 2003 I first saw a computer, and that was my final year JSS. So 2013 fast forward, I said no, I just came and said let me check this. So I did a quick check of kind of some words I could remember in it, like what the whole thing is about. And it was surprising, very, very surprising. And man, it was just fake. It was just fake. Like, it's just fake. That's all. And the sad thing is, when you try to kind of Google around that article, you realize it has been disproved. Yeah, about some 80 years ago. Take note, this is, I got into it 2000, late 1990, late 90s or like the early 2000s. But some scholars have disproved it, some kind of 80 years ago. And because one scholar actually came that he saw this when he was a child. The first time he saw this when he was a child. And from then to when I actually got into computing and kind of messages I've been seeing, there is little difference. It all uses like kind of what we want to hear. That is why they kind of preach on. So that is how I actually got into that leadership, but it disproved it totally. And so this is kind of the steps I went through before now. Let's say before this current generation. The only difference is the medium of distribution. This is what has changed. The concept of fooling people hasn't changed, but the medium of sharing it, that has changed drastically. If you compare even that early 2000 or if it was late 1999, like, yeah, I think I had to take the paper, go do photocopy, distribute to friends, one-on-one. So it's kind of, there was actually mail then, but one fear, I don't think anyone had one. So this is the means we could distribute it, and it kind of made it slow. I'm sure maybe it took several, like that first print house actually took several months before maybe whoever had it in Accra or whoever had it in Winchi or wherever before it got to Wamfie. Now here's the thing. Now the medium of sharing it, we all know it, is just button click. You just press bang, you've broadcast it. And can't you think of it? It's possible in that group there's someone from China, it's possible someone from US, it's possible someone from Canada, from Europe, South Africa, Egypt. You can have, like in the East, maybe Russia. Yeah, so that is it. You just share it. That's what you have to take note of. It's kind of not, it's not like that nuclear thing around you. As soon as you press that button, it's off. It's off. It's, everybody can have it. So the medium for sharing it is now very easy. That is the difference I've seen so far. How the content is crafted, there's no difference. There's that inner thing pushing you, like share it, or you realize the message goes directly to your, like, kind of conscious things you really feel it is. That is what the message talks about. That is how it is. So basically, and here I talk about the button degree of separation. Like, there is this concept of 6 degrees of separation. Like, what that basically means is, if let's say I'm here right now, or let's say if I am in Wamfie and I want to get a message to, let's say, Trump, in between me and Trump, like, I think just about 5, Trump making it 6. I just need about 6 people in between, or let's say 5. That message will get to Trump. So that is the 6 degrees of separation. Meaning you just need 6 steps for your message to get to Trump. And the only challenge is getting the right people to form that chain. For example, if you are in one field, maybe the next person to contact if you have a message is maybe your assemblyman. That is the first degree. Your assemblyman will contact your DC. That's the second degree. Your DC will contact let's say your regional minister. That's third degree. Regional minister will contact maybe president. That's fourth degree. Fourth degree will contact, let's say, ambassador to US ambassador to Ghana. That is fifth. And then the sixth degree, he can deliver that message direct to Trump. In whichever way it can go, whichever way, you need maximum of 6 kind of barriers. But getting those 6 is the problem. It can take you your entire life, not getting the right people that can channel you for your ideas to be heard somewhere. So that was then. But Facebook actually brought that 6 degrees of separation to 3.57. So you kind of need just about 3 people, or like you can have 3.5 people. So like maximum of 4 people, and then whichever message you are sending across, it will get to wherever you want it to go. Whichever message you are sending, to take it to wherever. Like you get people in between, just about 4 people, and then and that is just Facebook alone. Assuming all social media, other platforms are out. Since Facebook alone has reduced the 6 degrees of separation to 3.75. And in my view personally, I think now it's just button separation. Whoever, it's just button separation. Whoever. Take Trump for example. You don't have to go there. He's now on Twitter, tweeting every day. So you can hit him direct. He might not answer, he might not see, he might see, he might, but you can get the message to him. That is it. Our president, His Excellency, he's on Facebook now. I think he's on Twitter too. So you know that separation, basically you are just butting away from whoever. So this closeness, this kind of global world is what is making the spreading so serious. So you just hit a button, a message you have is gone everywhere and everybody can have access to it. So that is basically what is. And if I will talk about the Internet of Things in relation to this whole fake news, I think aside the channel for distributing it, the means of, or like the medium of creating it has also increased. Like we have a lot of information now. We have a lot of like information kind of digital. So at any point in time, a lot will come to you that at least one will slip through your fingers and then you kind of share it. And this lot of information is basically as a result of this Internet of Things, like that concept that every device, everything must produce information. That is what let's say science is looking up to. That literally everything in the world must produce information. Let's say, for example, your sponge you use for bathing is supposed to produce information. So you kind of take it, you're about to use it, it will tell you that, man, there are gems in me. Maybe a cup of water, you automatically have some kind of calibration on it that tells you maybe I have this percentage of calcium, this percentage of phosphorus, or whatever thing that requires to be in water, and it will kind of grade it. It's good for you, it's not good for you. So that is the cup. And everything, possibly your shoe, you just wear your shoe and then your shoe will tell you, man, put socks first. So that is what we are looking at, like what science is looking at. Everything has to kind of produce information. That is the whole concept of Internet of Things. What that means is everything is being connected to the internet now, not just computers. They're trying to connect everything, your TV, your radio, your literally everything. I think 2016 let me see, I think it's 2016 project. Yeah, I think this is it. This is the white Chrysler. Just watch. You see, like through the computer, has been able to on that bulb. Yes, should we have volume somewhere?
Aggressive.
Go to the gym. Get to the car.
Is that?
It's Arnold.
But eventually that changed.
How about some toast? Let me fix that for you.
Wow. I'm starting to actually like having Jarvis around.
Wait, do it now.
Mark, one thing at a time.
Stop her. She's getting away.
So this is a project he did in 2016. So like trying to connect everything in his room to, like, everything has to be intelligent. His shed has to be intelligent. His let's say the iron, the chair, the light. He tried connecting everything so like he can control them. That was the 2016 project. Every year he picked that kind of challenging project. So That is the whole concept of Internet of Things, trying to connect everything around you to make sense. So let's come back, and that is what actually is resulting to a lot of information that we're bombarded with. So aside the means that you now have Facebook, you have Twitter, you have LinkedIn, you have Tumblr, you have Facebook, your site, and all these news media, ciao. So that's it. The devices are producing the information. So we really need some kind of skills to navigate these things. We kind of need some skills to navigate these things. And in this article, I've actually listed a couple of them. I want to talk about why people first of all do it. Why people first of all kind of create them. So this is from one Jonathan Taplin, the Director Emeritus of USC Annenberg Innovation Lab. You can Google who he is and then just to see his credibility. And this is why he said that the case in Macedonia, writing fake news stories in the last election, he was referring to the 2016 US election. They were able to make $7,000 a week with only 3 tools: a fake news site, a Google AdSense account, and a Facebook page. So if you kind of wonder like why do people kind of produce this, there's money value in it, like monetary value in it. So yeah, so yeah, we did before the election. Yeah, so there's that motivation for people to produce it. How it works, or like how they're able to generate this whole, is kind of there's a whole world of itself. It's a whole world of itself. But what matters is if you have something and people view it, you can get money out of it. If you, for example, if you take, for example, let's say the fake video, let's say the fake news, whatever is, let's say video that you've been putting on, let's say YouTube, there is kind of a limit. When, let's say, people watch the number of videos, if you have, I think it's 10,000, you need 4,000 watch hours of videos, and then you need 1,000 subscribers for your channel. If you get 4,000 hours of video like watch, and then you get 10,000 subscribers, you can subscribe to YouTube, and then they will go through your account, let's say your channel, and if everything is fine, then they will start putting advertisements on your channel, because they realize people go there to watch a lot, so they will start putting advertisements on your channel, so that those that comes to watch your video will kind of see those advertisements. That is the AdSense. That is why you have to get AdSense account. So this is what will link your channel to, and that is it's kind of like a publishing office for people who have content. That is the AdSense account. So based on those adverts they will put on your channel, and how people to do your video, people will see that advertisement. Let's see if you can get a couple of what I'm talking about. Let's see if.
Hey guys and gals, my name is Jason Bond, founder of JasonBondHex.com, and I teach people how to trade stocks.
This is not a video.
Now, I have 3 simple patterns that just in the last few years have made me well over $1 million trading part-time from my favorite places in the world.
Can talk more than me, sure. So if, let's say, going to watch let's say Hamza Yusuf's video, and I kind of bang into this and I like it, I click, yeah. So the one who uploaded this video, he will be paid. he'll be paid based on the number of like people that will click on this particular ad or whichever ad it is to go maybe buy this phone or whatever he is talking about. So if you take this particular channel of the Humble Believer, you will realize he has 48,000 subscribers. I mean, he's way more than the 1,000 minimum, and I'm sure definitely he has a lot of hours of videos and hours of watch. If you realize this one, 16,000, just this video, 16,000 people have watched it. So he directly qualified to subscribe for like monetization of his YouTube account. So there is really that kind of vim for people to do it if you can really focus on your work. But if you really want to do it legitimate, to really get good content, it's not easy. There is I think that was just this Wednesday. I was with this guy. This trend. Trend. This is one of his videos. This is a video he did on I think that's the Kenya Riot. Yeah, that's the C-Trend TV. C-Trend TV, and he has, I think that's 3,400 views. He also have 13 subscribers, and that means he's also more than them. The subscribers, 4,000. Yeah, it's more than 1,000. So but I think that he's left with hours, the number of hours of video you have to kind of upload before you can qualify for those things. And it's having hard time. Even sleeping is not easy. So that is, but anyway, his is not fake news. His is not fake news. This is not fake news, so it's kind of some real work he's doing. So first of all, there's that monetary value for people to share it, so you should be ready for it. People will always share it, and they just want to put something out there that you'll be interested in, and then you will click. That's what they want. That's what they want. And aside the monetary thing, we also sometimes share it, and I'm using the we because myself I'm also a victim. Like occasionally one or two slip in your hands, and that's it. You share it only later to realize that, man, I shouldn't have. So out of ignorance, we don't know. Sometimes they will come, oh, this tilapia, if you eat it, your mouth will be sore. They will put a sore mouth, and then they will put tilapia, or this rice, if you do this, you do this. We don't know. Ignorance. We care for our branded, so we just push it. So that is out of that's the ignorance. And one sad thing about the ignorance is when we are even told what we've done is wrong, we kind of resist. We kind of insist, no, you are already telling the fake thing. Now, if you take for example, I think that's prior to the 2016 US election, some fake news came out that Hillary Clinton is having some kind of camp where he's kind of charged, something they call it, something. I can't remember that. And so kind of like having children there, and then maybe a sex object, something like that. And it became boom in US to a point that somebody really kind of pick a gun that he's going to break into that building to release the children. you Clinton. Wikipedia. I think this is the bar. So I'm trying to, but you can Google around it. So the guy just picked a gun. He's going into that building to kind of break into it and then release the children. Just turn into something else. And then when he was even told, man, it's all fake, he said no. He rather thought those telling me is fake. They are actually kind of fake guy trying to hide that actual chat thing. So that is how far ignorance can take us to. When you kind of send it and we are even told it is fake, we kind of resist that. No, it's not, because it's not our fault. To be honest, the message it looks so good. So that is a side of the ignorance. This is one typical example we've been hearing from childhood, like NASA find message of from God or Mars, or like the 10 Commandments, or into Muslim, like they hear azan, like some kind of Quran recitation and things like that. They are all fake. But it's something we've actually been growing. Like someone found Mary in a bush, or like someone Jesus came to some. Hey, serious. All these things are fake. And this is one critical ahead there. The azan on the moon. You can Google it. It's serious everywhere. That like when Armstrong landed on the moon, he heard some kind of sound. Later, when he came, he went to Egypt. He heard similar sound, and he kind of asked, "What sound is that?" And they said, "Man, that's Muslims praying." He said, "I heard this on the moon." Then right there, he converted to become a Muslim. I've been hearing this years back and thought it was true. Later, we to find out that man, it's not. And Neil Armstrong, you see, and the whole thing is, it's not like just people like me who believe in it. Even Islamic scholars believe in it. That Armstrong actually converted. So he has to kind of, through his secretary, release official letter that is not true. It's not true. And when he even released that official letter that is not true, still some Muslims were saying he kind of fears, so he's hiding his religion. He's actually converted, but he feared, and then he's hiding his religion. So that is the initial thing I made mention of. This is the letter he wrote to kind of make it emphatic that he has nothing with Islam, but he has never converted. And this is it. You see, why does NASA hide that Armstrong heard azan on the moon? You see, this is even to a point that the person is asking it on Quran. And if you read the sentence, that means he's emphatic. Like that thing happened and NASA is hiding it, and he's asking why. And the basic thing, it didn't happen. It's all fake news. So this is how terrible these things are. This is how terrible. In fact, I seriously believe like God will tell some people, man, your belief is fake. Yeah, your source of your belief is fake news. It's serious. It's serious. You will hear some pictures of like Pope maybe like doing some bad thing, like just serious. Now let's see another reason. We've seen the monetary aspect of why, like that's why people spread it too. We've also seen as a result of ignorance, we don't know, so we kind of share it. And when we are even told it's not true, we can't try to resist. And then now this part is point the political tool. And this is where I actually got the title of the the article from. This is from Willie Soyinka. You all know him, that poet or that writer, whatever he is. This is why he said that fake news is feminine weaponry for power. That is in an interview after delivering a lecture on humanities and technology, liberty at what. So this is what he thinks, and it's truly a political tool. If you take all along, now I keep referring to US. They have data we can rely on. Down there, if you go in the article, some company did a survey about Ghana. A survey about Ghana. Political parties. Ghana. He did a survey, I think, if not early this year, that was last year, 2017, giving detail of like what a country is, like literally we're doing nothing, like the percentage of people who are, he actually did with it on the media. That is very important because they provide us with all the information we live on. So he did, and it's terrible. Like they have no clue what is happening. They don't have a team for it. They kind of try to think like government should bring a law to kind of control these things. Like Minister of Information on our Nkrumah said, that's not the end of the story. Fake news goes beyond government laws. So that is point 3. That is point 3 as a political tool. So I was making reference to the US. It's like people set up team. If like a political party, you set up a team. You guys be producing fake news, and also be an expert so that you can counter the addicts when they produce theirs. It's happening, and up to now there's that issue between US and Russia that they kind of feel like their election was influenced by Russia, like Russia strategically, or like the Eastern media strategically bombarded the citizens of US to kind of change their mind for Trump. You know, Russia was like close to Trump than Clinton. Them were like favorite. This thing you can Google them out. So that is the political tool, and I've actually also gone through. I'm not taking it in full because the article is online. You just have to go to Modern Ghana, and you'll be able to access it and read it in full. Yes, we were here too, and then we want the political tool. So that is it. People intentionally set it up to kind of do those things. So, and countries have actually realized that. Parties are doing it, and country X is also realizing like country Y is doing it. So we are also kind of finding mechanisms. So like as Ghana's defense, there's that security, there's that internet. There has to be that defense too for like fake news to protect the nation or like the government. Government, I don't mean like MPP, but whichever government comes, we need to protect the government's dignity on that. So that is it, and I listed a couple of sites that right from scratch. When you see any message and the source is here, just just ignore it. Any of these sites, they are all owned by this guy, Paul Horner, and I've talked about him here. American writer, comedian, and contributor to fake news websites, whose stories with intelligence agencies, including the CIA, had a significant impact on the U.S. election. So he's also one of the guys. He's just one person creating all these sites. I'm sure by now he has a lot of them. No, I think he's dead. Paul Horner is dead. And the funny thing is, people are still people think he's not dead. It's fake. That's the problem. You produce so many fake news. When you even die, people think no, it's not true. It's kind of fake death. And to see how dangerous fake news can be, even between countries. This is what happened between Pakistan and Israel, I think. Pakistan and Israel. Or is it Israel Defense Ministry stressing the Pakistan? Yeah, Pakistan and Israel. There was kind of a fake news and attributed to Israel and Pakistani things like, man, these people are coming to us, or they mean we are weak. So they had to bring this strong Twitter message that, man, then don't dare. But the actual thing is fake. Actual message. So even beyond just this petty thing, it can really put countries into crash. So we've seen the monetary value. That's why people do it. We've seen people share it, or like ignorance, and then there is also as a political tool, and just to bring your competitor down. I've actually made some mention of it to discredit others. So people will make videos and say, oh man, I found this and there are gems in it. You do video and then spread it, so people will not be using your product again. And I've mentioned a couple of them here, like rice from China being plastic, tilapia carrying strange diseases, 5-star drink being demonic, and all those things. I've also listed a couple of pages here. They might not be entirely fake, but they have a lot of fake information, so they are wholly on their server. So any message you see coming from these sources, I know anyone that will see will have issue with me, but I have a lot of kind of fake things I've been seeing on those sites. So sometimes you see genuine sites like messages to when you cross check from the mainstream media, you realize it's true, but they kind of sometimes bring some messages, you realize they just want people to click their advertisement. That is it. And there is this one too, like jokes taken as fake value. People just share it for free, like fake, like a joke. Initially, this is what people were doing a lot. That now it's become money, it's becoming political. It's a political tool. So, and then just words. There are like those sites dedicated for words. That kind of trick things, but they state it. Maybe at the end of the article, then they will write, this is fake, this is words. Or like the sites, if you go to the about the site, then they will tell you we are into words, or like we are into this type of humor articles. So just take things as it is. Then there is things this one too, selective choosing by truly selectively chosen by truly elements of the story put together to serve an agenda. One of the most prevalent examples of this is the pure driven nutrition story, as you thought was unhealthy, is actually good for you. Things like that. So these are kind of what they are, why people do it. And this university thing, University of Washington, I it kind of tells us it's not a joke. These fake news things, they have a complete syllabus on it that they teach their students, and their objective is that is straightforward. By the end of the course, like you should be able to remain vigilant with bullshit. That's fake news. They are calling bullshit. So that is and the whole thing lies here. You should be able to figure out if a particular bit of bullshit is bullshit. That is, you can check their own site. I'm not making it up. These things are all there. You can check it here. And on the main university site too, there's a subdomain containing these details there. So it's not someone. Now, these are what other countries are doing to kind of combat fake news. So like in Taiwan, there's 2017. Yeah, that's according to who said it? According to Smith. Who is he? I think I missed that. Taiwan. I missed that, but you can figure that out, especially when you copy plus the message he said. I'm sure you'll be able to pull out the article. Do I read this? Okay, I think this is where this article I kind of got that piece from. Taiwan. It's they're actually kind of adding it to their school curriculum. They're like, from childhood, children will be trained to detect this kind of fake news. It's not something like, it's not like a joke. And then if you Germany too, they've passed a law that will impose fines worth up to 15 million on Facebook and other social companies that did not promptly remove illegal content. So that is what they are also working. They've also done through 2017, and the illegal content can be like fake news, child pornography, and then hate speech. Now, if you go to UK, the government also set up like kind of a new unit to counter fake news. That is serious. Like setting up a new unit to counter fake news. That was the suggestion I gave earlier. That like, we need something like that in Ghana, so that to protect the country from misinformation, so things like that. And this is an explanation of like how people go about it. This is the research I was trying to from Pen Plus Byte. They did this. I think, like I said, if not early this year, it was 2017, and this is it. Like 85%, 5% do not have programs or columns for educating the public on fake news. And those who have, there's nothing like specific to like fake news. They kind of have some general maybe IT things there, and then occasionally one post will come there relating to fake news. And then 81% do not assign staff to deal with fake news. That is the media in Ghana. So that is what you end up with. And then well, 92 were of the view that putting in place regulations and laws are the best way of dealing with fake news. I highly disagree. There's no best law we can put down what US have done or like what UK has done. That's not the best. Those laws must be there, right? We can't ignore them. Occasionally, if they are able to get someone, and then we will deal with him. But we, the citizens, in my view, first of all, you have to be enlightened. You have to know what it is. And I think that is just the best thing. We have to know what fake news is. We should be able, like the Washington University, like one of their objectives, you should be able to point that this bullshit is bullshit. This piece of bullshit is bullshit. That is just all. And in that case, if you share, then you actually have a motive, like out of ignorance. And then China too, they kind of build a website just to protect the military. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. Like, it gives what is happening around the world, and this is the fake. It was becoming so serious, especially on Facebook, that like countries began to put pressure on Facebook to do something about it. A typical example is what we saw up there, what Germany did to put that fine, like if they fail to take like fake news, child pornography, and there was one other thing, if they fail to put it. So that made Mark to come out with this reply as to what they are doing towards fake news. So that is it. That is his reply. And one key thing they did is they partnered with Snopes. Snopes.com, where they partnered with this site too. These are like checking website or like company. They just check information to see if it's correct or not. So a lot of information, I'm very sure I listed them here. I give a couple of sites that you can easily go there and then check for certain information, especially those information that are of international interest. Such information you can easily find them on Snoops. They will kind of tell you what it is. You see, did the Trump administration policies halt a research project seeking cure for HIV? So if such news are in the media, Snoops will pick it up. They have a team for research, controversial team. What will you do? I last read an article about them, and it was kind of some of their management are in county, they are in the US politics. So people are kind of, would they really do, let's say if they are in the Democrats and so news come by would they be real in their research? Those issues came up. So if you take this one for example, they will and they are rating this as true. They are rating it as true. So about this rating, yeah, they are saying this is true, and they will do a good work of giving you links to where you can get those things. This is Science Magazine. So this is, and they will actually give you every bit of information you need to know to see whether these sites are like real or not. Whether these sites are real or not. Now let's see a couple of ways to kind of, how do you detect them? How do you detect the fake news? We've seen why people do it. Now let's see some simple ways you can use to detect them. First of all, I've actually talked a bit about it. Check the source. Source of information. Don't mix this. It's very important. Check the source of information. Where is it coming from? Where is it coming from? Check the source of that information. Where is it coming from? Or like, who is sending it? Who is sending it? So you need to get to know that source of info, like where that information is coming from. So that is very important. And there are simple ways you can use. Especially, one thing I've realized is a lot of like kind of fake things we see, a lot of them are already online, so people will just copy and then kind of change the title and then bring it back. So there is that. So a message you see Trump said this, next day you see that same message, you see like Putin said this, next day they will see that same message, they will say Paul Kagame said this. So it's sometimes already out there already, so it's kind of easy looking it up. Let's say for example, if I'm there and let's say a message come like this particular message from Manasseh, he shared it, that's why I'm trying to so I think it was just down there. Yeah, so this is it. The message says Paul Kagame on Ghana. So first thing you have to do is just type that message. If it's WhatsApp, just copy it. So you have Paul Kagame, or you can just look through and then type just a paragraph of it. So here I can just type, and by this I am not saying my country is the best of the best, or I am the best president in Africa. But for a country that lacks common ambulances and rather spending on expensive drugs, just an excusable means of doing the country. So this is his direct message, his direct speech, assuming like he said it. So I'll just type it, or if it's WhatsApp or Facebook, I'll just copy it. Don't do anything, just come to Google, open Google, and that piece of information, just paste it there and press enter and watch what happens. And watch what happens. Now that message is not anywhere online except maybe that Facebook page we opened earlier. Like anybody who will write about this article will definitely kind of put that exact words he said in the article. So Google cache those informations. Google cache them. If like let's say it's information about whichever thing you think is of national interest, a lot of media will cover it. And if you just type a paragraph, it can be just the first, just any part of it. If like there are quotes in it, just make, or like just copy that quote, come to Google and then just paste and hit enter, and then check the site that come. Check the site that come. Obama blames Africa lack of democratic process. Blah blah blah. You see, there is nothing relating to Paul Kagame, or that exact message we pasted is not found anywhere. So that is a source of worry. So you ask yourself, why such a message? It doesn't matter, even if his country there, some news media pick it up and then publish them, it will still have shown. If you are in Ghana, it will still have shown. If you are in Ghana, Google that indexing and see there's even nothing, there's no next to go. So What this means is this information is not online anywhere except that Facebook handle that is trying to find the source. And things like this, it will not just be on like Al Jazeera website, like yes, Al Jazeera West Africa site. So it should be on Al Jazeera too. Al Jazeera. Yes, hope I type it right. Yes. So it should be there too. So you can kind of do those search too for content. Here, just paste it and then press enter. If there's any article relating to that, it will have, like if there was any article here with that content, that part of the paragraph, or like that part of the paragraph we copied, if there was any article on Al Jazeera site, it will have vomited. Just paste it in the search, it will have vomited that article for you. And you can see there's nothing like that too on Al Jazeera site. So it's not on any other site, and the Al Jazeera too is not there. So that is source of worry. Now there is in fact I've been able to instantly see this is what, this is fake, just by this trick. Someone will put it on WhatsApp, I'll just copy, put it in the browser, nothing shows, I'll just tell you it's fake. And lo and behold, like we just go and you realize it's truly fake. So, and if there's something you really feel like sharing it, after copying, don't paste. The verification step is to go to Google, paste it there, and do that check. If you can, it's simple. If you can't do it, then please don't share. Please don't share. Especially if you're not like a media person, there's no rush to say I posted it first. So just don't. You're doing more harm than good. So that is one thing. You check if how do you call it, the source. Check the source, and checking it, you can check it on YouTube. How do you call it, Google. You can check it on Google. If it's video, the same thing. If it's video, just download the video, go to no, not YouTube, the same Google. You go to the same Google. Just type any description of the video. Just type anything, and then you see here video. Just click on it, and if the samples of those videos that comes, there's nothing of what they are saying, then you have that clue that, man, it's not real. The same way, if it's image, it's interesting. If it's image, the same way you do image, if you come to Google, you go to image, and then Google will allow you to upload. You see here. So whichever image you put, Google will reverse, it's called reverse engineering. Google will be able to reverse and then get to this image is originally on this server. This image is originally on this server. Now let's take this typical example. Let's say Clinton and Trump supporters live in their own Twitter wall. So let's save this to desktop and then call it like it's their own wall, Twitter wall. So we'll save it to desktop. We've closed this. We don't have all this. Now, assuming we've gotten this from, let's say, Facebook, someone just sent it on Facebook. Maybe it's not this, it's like maybe some tilapia thing or like some rubber rice or something like that. You just open your browser, go to Google, and then images. it will allow you to upload the image. Upload, go to desktop, upload it. Google is reversing that image, and this is it. You see, it's already there. It's already there. There are sites that have that image. So let's say you don't even know what the image is about, but when you do this reverse, it will tell you all the sites that have that image on it, and you can kind of do like even just casual observation using the site title to know what this image is about. There's this one typical image. Let's see, fake news. The article I just closed. Oh, it's here. No, it's not there. It's not like I said earlier. Occasionally some will slip, but these things are, if you do it to a lot of these fake things you will do away with. Now, this particular image, I was in let's call it Muslim killing Christians in Nigeria. So I was in one WhatsApp group, and then somebody just posted it. Muslim killing Christians in Nigeria. So I kind of wondered, you've never seen something like this. Shit happening in Nigeria, but this is strange. I said, okay, let me do the reverse engineering I made mention of. So I went to Google. I went to images. If you just enter Google, you find the images here, but if you already search for something, the image will come here, so you can just click it right from here, and then you upload that particular picture that came with a caption on WhatsApp that Muslims in Nigeria are killing how do you call it, Christians in Nigeria. And you realize everything about the picture is Burma. You realize all the articles, there are no kind of genuine site that has it, but everything there is not even relating to Africa. So we can't all be wrong, or they can't all be wrong. That is something happening in Nigeria, and all the bloggers or like those sharing the posts are from Burma. So if you do a lot of reading around this, you actually see that this is what actually happened to the Muslim minorities in Burma from the Buddhists, like that's it from the, yeah, I think Buddhists. Let me make sure I'm right. Yeah, to the Rohingya Muslims in Burma. That is some of the Buddhist atrocities. So even you can see the writing that came associated with the with the image. So this is the what is called reverse engineering. Just go to Google, upload the picture, and then just go to the image site, upload, and then just relax, get a cup of tea. Google will bring every detail you need about that. That's if the person downloaded it from a website. And you can even, people use it a lot. If someone is just chatting you with the picture, thinking he's kind of like I'm X, so kind of chatting you like I'm X, you can just save that picture, upload it to Google, and if it's kind of some picture of somebody he just picked to you as his profile, it will show that this is where this picture is coming from. It's very interesting feature in Google. I have this site here. Don't shame me, open. I have a site that I normally put some kind of articles and other things relating to the internet. I came across one guy here, this particular guy, which I really don't believe like he's actually the one. Maybe someone just using his profile. So I just want to get the first. This particular guy, the cutting short, just he contacted me on, let's say, Facebook, and then we moved to. I have all the story here: part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. It's live chat. I kind of saved for. He was trying to scam me, so that he works with Apple. So he's giving me employment. This is his Facebook profile, Patrick Johnson, and you see everything is about Apple. He gave me his contact. He came to WhatsApp. We started a chat, and these are some of his Facebook things. At a point in time, he said he's giving me he has given me work, so I should fill this form. I just pretended I'm idiot, so I was just following. Then we went to part 2. So part 2, at times he will change his WhatsApp DP to reflect Apple. So the form I downloaded, I fill, I scan, I attach my photo. He requested, that's it. The chat continued. He gave me certificate of authenticity. That is certificate. Okay, here I was checking the address on the certificate. That he actually picked Apple's address to use it. And so on. I think at the point in time, it's like I've missed it. At the point in time, he requested for my passport. A copy of my passport, which I submitted. It's actually it has expired, but he didn't even know, because his intention needed to scam me. So it got on, and at a point in time, he said the thing will cost around something $1,000, and I have to pay a commitment fee of around $200 to show I'm committed. So I said no problem. So we went through the whole thing, and when he got to the payment mode, I have to pay for him. He has to finally bring me the address I have to make the payment into. Then he gave me 2 addresses, Corinne Anandos, that's California, Orange, and then this is the zip code. And then he gave another one, Joseph Mwakoro. I said, Kai, yeah, that name rings a bell. Mwakoro. Straight away you can see he's a Nigerian guy. And all along somebody we've been chatting at US. When it got to the payment, he gave me 2 addresses. This is Joseph Mwakoro, and then he kind of said like he will advise me to make the payment into the UAE Western Union account. It's Western Union details. So I should make it to the UAE, because the US charges, the tax there are huge. I'll incur a lot of law cost to send that $200. So he will advise me to send it to the Emirates account. I said okay. So he sent it to me. Like, when are you sending it? I said I'm in a village. Maybe to, like, I gave a date. This day I'll go to the city and then I'll go and do it. So it got to that point, and anyway, I'm just lying down or maybe at work, but I'll chat him. I went, the bank said this. He said no, that's not he does it. Like, he doesn't provide those information. I said like the bank needs his ID and a copy of his national ID as an proof of payment. And proof of payment. I actually got to know that sometime back I had to make payment to a woman in US. They requested for those things. So I straight away told him like they need a copy and then proof of payment. What I'm paying for, why I'm paying it. He said no, those things, all those is work on their visa. No one has asked for that. And I said, okay, this is what my bank is doing. So I just told him maybe like I'm checking another bank. He said, okay, so he'll be there the next day. He'll contact how far. I said, nah, I'm not still making improvement. just kind of tossing him. There's one trick sometimes I have to use around scammers. Just waste their time. It's important. Like the time they will be spending on someone, if you really know they are scammers and they can't get you, just waste that time so others will be protected. It's kind of a trick people use on scamming. Just pretend you are a fool and then just be following him along, and that's all. So that was how it all went. So when I was giving several excuses to that, I would say D, A to the, and then I would say B, C, and he kind of became suspicious. And then trying to prove that he is real. He sent me like a copy of where do I find this? Is part 2, so let's see part 3. He sent me a copy of a visa they got. Okay, this is where he requested for my passport. I submitted. This is the visa immigration application I had to fill. Later he even forgot about this, and then he told me I've gotten the visa. So as a proof of like people, like he's real, like, so he sent this Western Union of what somebody did for him. I said, what would be this is the person detail, this is real receipts. I mean, he's gotten someone to scam. So by asking him, has someone from Ghana submitted? He said for Ghana no, but other African countries. So he kind of sent me this guy. Yeah, later he sent the offer letter. Initially he was saying if I don't make the payment I will not see the offer letter, but later he said like if I think he's lying, if this is the offer letter, it's there already. I'm not joking, it's real, and this is very interesting. Hazard or inconvenience is $200,000, so later he actually sent me the copy of the visa, but I wasn't smart enough. He just said, this is it. You see, you think I'm lying, this is it. So before I could even load it to see it well, he deleted it again. But he sent something like that. Before I could, he deleted it. That is what made me do this, just to prove that you can just pick any visa online, copy of visa online, then you change the picture. So that's why I did this too. This is actually a picture I picked online. So I just removed the photo and I put my detail there, indicating that, let's say and connection men, they do this a lot. Let's be honest, they do it. Sometimes they will tell you they go for visa, pay a deposit of this, you pay for it, and then for whatever reason they will tell you the visa is in, why it's not in. So they will just send your passport to an expert. The expert will just kind of put your picture on another visa and then change the names and other things, and then they will send you a screenshot that your visa is ready, bring the remaining of the money, and then you officially send it, and then from there he will off his phone. So I just kind of trying to do this so that you'll be aware that if somebody send you this one, like I've gotten you a visa, there's nothing new in it. It can take like 20 minutes to do this. So as a further proof, he sent me this picture. That this is one of the guys they got a visa for Canada. Like he got a job for this guy, so he sent me this guy picture. So this one I was smart enough, he just sent and I downloaded it. So I didn't delete it. So what I did was just to save it. Let's see. Let's call it anything at all. Picture. The same trick. I went to images, upload, and then you kind of go here. and then just wait. Yeah, that is the picture there, and you can see it has to do with Embassy of Maldives. This is so this is, yeah. Then I found this article by one Jessica Campbell. It's kind of some blog she set up back 2013. This story is 2018, this current thing, but this picture has been on the internet since 2013. And Jessica Campbell, I think she's a Canadian blogger, came to Ghana, and at Canadian Embassy he met this guy who has gotten a student visa to Canada. So he interviewed the guy and just the guy's experience with getting visa and other things, and that is, she took this picture for her post, and this is where the guy got the picture from. And you realize I was able to see it just by reverse engineering the photo. This is an interesting photo. I've actually I've wrote to this Jessica. I traced her on LinkedIn. I think she has accepted, but she hasn't kind of replied to that message relating to this. So I've not gotten that yet. I've also written to Apple about this guy, and that I've not gotten feedback yet. It could take some time. He's kind of linked. He's linked. That's what I'm seeing, because having a UAE account, I can say what he was pushing, I shouldn't put it in the US. It's possible maybe the US is not even real, but he's having that UAE account. The number was actually a US number, which I know there are virtual numbers. At a point in time, he called me on WhatsApp. He called me for the first 5 minutes. He was flowing right like a white man, and going. I just pretended I wasn't hearing. He was like, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. That kind of pushed them to speak louder. So in that attempt to speak louder, he loses that kind of accent he's trying to pick. Hey, and then the com started. If you come to US, I say, guy, this is the Nigerian guy. So that is, I was at office. I even put it on loudspeaker. Well, there's hear that this is the guy claiming he's a white. Listen to the com and then the other things of Nigerian accent he's making. So this is the reverse engineering. It's for, you can use it for text, you can use it for video, you can use it for image. It's very powerful. I got it from one professor, Mike Zeller. Mike Zeller, it's in Stanford. I didn't know you could. Yeah, it's Mike Zeller. He teaches database and where to. He teaches web somewhere 2013. So it was a trick he used to see those. No, this is not. It's not this guy. He's old. Yes, you've seen a professor. He used it to get like those who copied from his assignment from online. So like the assignment, let's say I remember back in school giving assignment, and then time we were greenhorn, they didn't know anything. All we know is Wikipedia. So everybody just go come Wikipedia, the same information you had Wikipedia. So the lecturer actually had to grade us like who copied most. Like, so if yours is A, then you copied most. So you kind of abandon that that assignment and just laugh over it. Just laugh over it. So what this lecturer was doing in Mandela, what he does is, like if you submit assignment, you just copy any paragraph in it and put it in Facebook or like Google, and they will show whichever area that paragraph came from, whichever site that paragraph came from. It will show. If you copy everything, dump it there, and it doesn't show then that means the person didn't copy it from one side. So you just have to copy one paragraph, paste and see if there will be anything to that effect. Just copy second one, paste it and see if that will come from different sites. There could be a couple of one sentence, two sentences, maybe coming from a specific site, which makes sense. But if you don't find that enough, then that means the person actually did a good work. This is a simple trick for you can use it to catch all students who just go to website and then copy information. So it's serious. It's serious. It's serious. So that is the entire technical aspect of kind of detecting fake news. And I also talk of that is one, the reverse engineering. That is what I'm talking about. And the word is just a big word. There is nothing serious in it. You just have to just upload if it's picture, whatever it is. Now this is one thing too I talk of. Sites that have this padlock. Sites that have this padlock before the URL. I keep saying this a lot. It gives them some kind of credibility. Like that means they are kind of real. Not entirely, but trust them than those without a padlock. Now, if you take modern Ghana, for example, they don't have the padlock, and I'll go into it later. Your connection to this site is not fully secured. So, the padlock basically means, let's say, if I'm sending I love you to my watch seller, if I type I love you, that I love you, if it's Facebook, or like if I type it in this, maybe like there's a space I can chat. If I type I love you, the site, or like I need food, I'm buying X, or your salary is maybe like a test, your salary is 1,000 cedis, or we are going to kill the guy at point A, or we are going to rob him tonight. That we are going to rob him tonight, we'll just be flying. That same we are going to rob him, we are going to rob tonight, we'll be flying. So let's say rob tonight. This message will just be going till the recipient gets it on his phone. Now it happens a lot. Let's say I am here in Kumasi, let's say I'm sending to someone in Accra, someone in between, not necessarily in between, like in between the town, but someone can just set up a system and then capture this we are going to rob tonight in the middle. So before it gets to the one going to Accra, he kind of capture it and then make a backup and then push the message again, and the message will continue. Like for example, let's say you are in class, someone like 2-3 seats, you say give me a pen, like he will throw the pen and then like unfortunately there's another student in it who doesn't have a pen. He will just capture it, just make a write my name first, then he will write his name before he will send it to you. That's the same concept. So is there that way? That is how messages go. So in that type of message, you will say it is not encrypted. You know, the smaller things, it's not encrypted. Meaning like it's going plain as the way I type it, that's the same way it's going. So anybody who captures it in the between will see the actual message. Now there are technologies to help you kind of mess up the message. So let's say like maybe we can be typed, or for example, let's say a simple logic. Let's type the message from backwards. So we have TG, we have TAGINTO, and then BUR, and then OT, and then G and GNIOG, and then E-R-A and then W-E-W. Now we type it from back. We type it from T-H-G, yeah. And so that's it. So now I will type the message this way. Then the computer will change it to this way and send it over the wire. So if let's say that student is in between or somebody has set up a computer to capture people like messages in transmission, when he captures, this is what he will see. This is what he will see. So he has a message, alright, but that doesn't make sense. So you say this message is encrypted. The message is encrypted. So when this message gets to the one in Accra, or if it's Nigeria, the one in Nigeria, his computer already has a formula to know, like that knows maybe this is type backwards, so let me type it forward. So that is, then that will kind of decrypt it. That will kind of decrypt it. It's a technology when using to send the information to make it kind of rubbish and then send it back. When the recipient gets it, he makes sense out of it. The middleman, it's actually called man in the middle attack, that type of hacking, man in the middle attack. So when he gets it, he has it all right, but there is no sense in what he has. So it's kind of rubbish. So there are different ways. There are others like they call hashing, there are sorting, there are different ways. But the whole thing is there's a technology that makes that massive difficult for somebody to make sense out of when he gets it. Now, if there is this padlock here, then that means any message, if you type this one, it will be changed to this before sending it. If you type, I am going to rob tonight, and there is this padlock, then that means it will be changed to this way before the message is sent. So anybody who gets it in the middle, there's nothing he can do about it. That is the meaning of the padlock. Now, why doesn't a site like Modern Ghana have it? Why don't they have it? So let me see something here. You see, when I take out the slash, the other things, you kind of realize they have it. So that means to the home page there's that protection, but the things below it don't have. It's kind of complicated, but let's the whole thing is, this is where I'm going to enter something that is sensitive, username and password. If I'm logging out, I'll enter my password. So this is where they've applied to kind of mesh, kind of make rubbish whatever I would type. Now here there is nothing meaningful. There is so in those directory there is no one type password there, so there is, I'm sure if you have to I don't know, it's possible to come back to the home before it will kind of send this message. But this is the whole thing. This is what my main focus is, to explain what that padlock means. So, but if you go to the site and you don't see it and you realize that it's not a site you normally put in sensitive information, sometimes you just have to go with it. For example, you know Modern Ghana, so information from Modern Ghana you can use that as a reference. So it doesn't mean they can't go wrong, but at least most of the time they will be right. They don't have that intention of producing fake data. Like my job, they don't have that intention. So that is how the whole thing of the padlock is. So that is what I explained in here with that series of pictures. And there are a couple of them. If you take this one for example, There is that padlock, and there is a company name also. There is a padlock, and there is a company name. That's two things. And first of all, the reason why not all sites have the padlock is there's additional cost you pay to have that protection, so that when people are sending things to your site, it will be making that way to avoid man in the middle attack. If you apply for, there's some money you pay every year, or depending on your renewal method, there is that money you pay every year. Now those with padlock and name, they pay kind of higher price. And ideally, if you are requesting for that padlock, they are supposed to check who you are. Yeah, are you really real? Your background before they will give you that padlock. But most of the time they don't. But if you are requesting for the name, they will actually do that background check, request for your document, like company documents and so many things, before they will give you that. So any site that you will see with the padlock and the name, you kind of have that ease that, well, it's possible this site could be real, and when copying things from them, don't shake like when there is nothing like that and you don't know the site. So when copying things from sites like this, News Sex Examiner, or yes, News Examiner, this is one of the issues with domain names when trying to get one. Sometimes the way you want it to be pronounced, it could mean something like like this is News Examiner, but if somebody can like New Sex Examiner, something like that. So you see, there's no padlock, there's no company name. So first of all, when copying sites from places like this, and I'll plead with political communicators, it's sad when you are in WhatsApp forum with them. Every morning, messages from everywhere, every terrible website they just copy, every terrible website they just copy from. So these are kind of things. These are a list of fixed sites that kind of listed, and you realize they all don't have the padlock, they all don't have the company name there. So if you're a news editor or you are into whatever, you really have to take care of these things. Yes, this is my site. I don't have the padlock, I don't have the company name there. Yes, because one, I don't have anything to like, I'm not accepting user login details, like people credit card information and other things. No, I'm not accepting, and I don't think my site is that big enough to go and request for that many informations I'm sending here. They're just blog articles I'm writing. So that is it really. That is by just observation. If you look at the site and it is, then that is it. If there's that padlock, if there is nothing like that, please be careful when copying it. Do further checks. Now, one other thing also we can look at is the content of the message. Fake news always tries to bring that thing in us. I call the desire to say, see, I told you so. And that is the information, that's how fake news is kind of crafted. So for example, we are here, we are wondering what is Trump talking about that. We might be already thinking like, this guy don't like it. So that is our mindset, and any news that come along that line, we quickly share it. It's automatic. You don't just verify. And that is what happened to the Al Jazeera fake news thing. That how do you call it? That UTV shared. We can better get it from Facebook or Jazeera. Like, the content is something like we are kind of wondering, like this drone thing just came and people are hey everywhere. A lot of people think that it makes sense. Others think it makes. Parliament says it makes sense. Government says it makes sense. Doctors Association say it doesn't. It's kind of some way. So we actually want to hear a lot of people, like those who have voices, to say it doesn't make sense. So anyone that is crafted around that concept of it doesn't make sense, we kind of just blow into it. Yes, I told you so. This is the proof. So that is the whole thing. That is the whole thing. We have to look at that aspect of that inner thing they try to bring out of it. Like, this is what your beliefs are. We are proving it for you. So that proof we've been searching for. Fake news is written around that. So now let's see something small here about the site. This is it. There's another one here. I kind of battled some time back. I think that is basically not about content, but why is this site fake? Like this Facebook account, why is it fake? First of all, the whole account, why is it fake? So first of all is like the checks we've done. If we check Al Jazeera side, they don't have any branch like West Africa. Al Jazeera, there's nothing like West Africa branch on their main they have Middle East, the documentaries. I think they should have somewhere Africa. So I've actually come here when I was trying to refute one other article that made it out about the president of that's President Putin saying Africa is just a cemetery. This message, Africa is just a cemetery. Russia President Putin said Africa is a cemetery. I'm sure a lot of you have come across this. I don't know if I've talked about this. And it's serious. Look at the number of shares. 33,850 shares and 10,000 comments, 17,000 likes. So what it means is this 33,650 don't know this information is fake. That is just all it means. They don't know. Because if you know this is not true, you will not share it. So that's the whole thing. Of course, sometimes in the comments you get people, they will say maybe the information is fake, but the content is true. So that is it. And I saw this on Facebook I think 2 weeks back, and one journalist, I'll hide the name for I don't want to mention names. So he shared it, and we are friends. So he shared it, and someone said, no, this cannot be true. And then he commented, there it is. I shared it from Al Jazeera website, and you are saying it's not true. So he just laughed, like trying to tell the guy, like, man, you don't know anything. Even when the site is there, like the handle is there, you are still kind of denying it. So I quickly came here first of all, like to check. And like first of all, like what the trick Washington University is using, like the bullshit thing. The whole idea is bombard the student with enough fake news. Like they will kind of be fine with it. When they see, they'll be able to figure it out. Just like maybe, a child, you cane him too much, later he doesn't even feel cane. So that is the concept of that bullshit syllables they were using. So I kind of have that. So right when I saw it, I said, no, this can't be true. Then just by seeing it, I think it's called cognitive skills. Like you're just building that mechanism for seeing so many of such fake news. Just seeing it, you realize it's probably the same pattern. So I told that journalist below his post, I commented it's not true. And I think I gave about 4 or 5 reasons I think it's not true. And he did a gentleman thing. Later I came to kind of, and then it landed quickly in a WhatsApp group. Someone just saw it somewhere and they also brought it. So I came back to check the answer I gave to the journalist. I came and the post wasn't there, and then my commentary wasn't there. So I kind of felt like he actually listened to what I said, did his own search around it, and realized it's not true. Now, what made me say it's not true? Just by seeing this. Like just by seeing this, what should tell you it's not true? Now, the first thing that should tell you this is not true is, we are kind of in a global world. There are 1 or 2 presidents, you will get them and they just say things as it is. But if you've actually been kind of following these political things, presidents don't say things like this, even if that is what they believe. They don't say it. This is what they believe. It's just like how we normally perceive others in different faiths. He just see you and then in his heart he's praying, may God change this guy, he's going to hell. Muslims, in them, they'll be thinking that way. They'll just see a Christian and say, may God change this guy. If he die, he's going to hell. A Muslim, like the reverse, whichever way, a Buddhi, or this is the mentality. But for human's sake, we don't say it. Like to just live that kind of fake peace. So we just try to ignore those things, unless maybe things heat up and then those things come. So even if it is the person's belief, he doesn't say it. These are things other people will say, but a president like Putin, he will never say it. That is the whole thing. Even Trump will never say something like this. That straight away something like this. He will not. So one of the WhatsApp groups, I said no. Aside that journalist post I couldn't find, I kind of told one guy to in a group that this is not true, and then he pushed further for my evidence that what makes me think is not true. So I kind of drafted a whole long article listing things down that, like, right seeing it, you should know this is not true. So one thing I first of all told the person in the group is, which I've said already, I just copied the post in the WhatsApp group, came to Facebook, Google, and then pasted it. Issues of Russia came up. You see, this is from Facebook, and then this is Twitter, and you can see Habib Akambi, he posted it. There's this Twitter, Nkege Gora, and then from this almighty site, Nairaland, and then there's this, is it Marija or who? So that is it. Such a big news. There is no media in the West who covered it. CNN didn't, Fox News didn't, New York Times, and if you come to Europe, BBC, The Guardian, maybe back in the West, the Washington Post. None of these people talk about this particular thing Putin said. And you think they are that free? Man, they will have just picked it up like, we told you so. Putin doesn't like Africa, but you can't see this post anywhere aside this Twitter handle. This is an international news. If like Putin has said it, definitely it will have hit the media. Now I saw this and I traced it, and I realized it was just one Nigerian who put these same pieces together. There was nowhere in the message that Putin actually said A, B, or C, but he kind of bring Putin's picture. Then behind the scene, he is making that commentary that Putin said. So let's listen.
Africa is just a cemetery for Africans, declares Russia President Vladimir Putin. Russia President Vladimir Putin has declared that Africa is a cemetery for Africans, and here are his reasons. He said, when an African becomes rich, his bank accounts are in Switzerland. He travels to France for medical treatment. He invests in Germany. He buys from Dubai. He consumes Chinese. He prays in Rome or Mecca. His children study in Europe. He travels to Canada, USA, Europe for tourism. If he die, he will be buried in his native country of Africa. Africa is just a cemetery for Africans. How could a cemetery be developed? Putin asks.
I think this is not a video I watch. This is not a Nigerian. Let's see this one. Skip.
Hi friends, I'm very happy to be with you again. So today we are going to look on the statement of President of Russia Vladimir Putin over African. Russian President Vladimir Putin says Africa is a cemetery for Africans. When Africans become rich, his bank accounts are in Switzerland. He travels to France for medical treatment. He invests in German. He buys from Dubai. He consumes Chinese. He play in Rome and Mesa. His children study in Europe. He traveled to Canada, US, Europe for tourism.
Now, this was another video, but I don't think that donation is Nigeria. And this is also just pictures. The one I actually watched, there was some like movement. It was video. Like Putin will come back. He's actually not saying anything. It's just a background commentary they are explaining. So basically the whole thing is no big media covered it, and that should ring a bell. A statement like that, it should ring a bell. So the trick is just to copy it and then paste it here and watch the things that come. If there is any meaningful site that covered it, that is just the first thing I talk in that group. Now, second thing is, if you take Russia interest of late in Africa, this will be the worst statement they will say about Africa. This will just be the worst. They are building strong interest in Africa, and I've made all those in this new article I wrote. This one, I put that WhatsApp chat in that article. And not quite long, he was in South Africa for the BRICS Summit, and he's trying to push a nuclear deal with South Africa, like to generate energy. And he's trying to build some plant in Egypt. He has some nuclear contract with I think Zambia and Uganda. Like just pushing a kind of Russian agenda in Africa. And you think he will come out with such words, even if that is what's like a gospel truth he believes? He will never say it. He will never say it. So like it's just common sense. There's no way a president will, like Putin, will come out with things like that when he has serious interest in in Africa, trying to have like more impact than the West. So this will be the last thing he will kind of say. I think I copied the article here, and yeah. Okay, so this is part of the chart which will be on the article I published. So like the check we did, there's no credible source for that particular Putin thing. I think first of all, I talk about in politics, it doesn't favor Putin to say that. So yeah, so that's the first argument I make in that WhatsApp group. Politically, it doesn't make sense. He will never say that he has serious interest in Africa. And yes, he has some nuclear deals with some kind of energy thing. Nuclear, but it's kind of energy they are interested in. So with Rwanda, with Zambia already building plants with this is the BRICS summit he attended in 2018, having a deal with South Africa that is waiting signature. I think the president said they will have to wait because it's not that necessity now. I actually read the article about it, but I kind of forgotten. Now that is, so there's no politically Putin will not say this. Two, there's no resource of resource aside that Al Jazeera handle, and then the third one is quite interesting. If you take the whole page starting from here, if like you've just gotten like 5 minutes to go through, clearly you will see that this link is fake. Clearly you will see it. If just 5 minutes to aside the post you saw that triggered you want to kind of post, have time and go through the rest and see. Now let's go. This is Paul Kagame talking nonsense about Ghana. This is well, now we are building a mindset about Trump. So right, seeing this, you can kind of say maybe that is true, but for now I don't know. And please let me repeat again, I'm not, things still get out of the way. I still post things I'm not supposed to, but I think I've seen a lot of it. There are a lot of games I've played. There are fake new games, like online, they will be presenting you with things. I think these things will help journalists a lot. Just go there, you're bombarding you with stories, then you kind of just be taking, you read and then you say maybe it's fake. So if it's fake, you take that one, then the answer will come, maybe you are right, and they'll give reasons A, B, C, D, so it's fake, or A, B, C, D, for that matter, it's not fake. So I've really gone through those things. I've read a lot of articles about fake news. I've kind of done a lot of try to I've used a couple of tools also just to kind of use them. So that is it, but still it kind of goes through my my fingers. So that is it. So let's see. FBI and Full Jet investigate if Nigerian president is a replica. Now you see, this is what is FBI, the big deal about it? What is it? And this is the whole thing. When President Buhari got sick and then he was flu several months, people were not even hearing from him. A fake news came like, man, that guy is dead and they've done his replica. So that came as a fake news. It's kind of everywhere. I think when one of his conferences, he addressed it specifically that this is the real Buhari. I'm even going to celebrate my 65th birthday, 70th birthday. I'm really. Yes, Nigerian president denies death. Yeah, Deaf and Body Double Romo, that's the kind of clone. Is that they've cloned him. So he himself is dead. This is kind of his replica we are seeing. So I was watching one of the videos in the conference and he specifically said, no, I'm not dead and I'm going to celebrate my birthday. And that is not a surprise because there were a lot of people when they flew into like for treatment, they were contacting the vice that please, this man will not come back again. So if you become the president, make me vice. People started contacting the vice for that position. So why will FBI investigate something like this? Why will FBI investigate something like this? This is cognitive skills. Like, you just have to ask yourself from previous experience, like previous knowledge you have, just ask why would FBI try to investigate? What interest do they have in this? Well, this is not enough to justify. Now, if you come here, let's see this pose. The Ivory country is really handled by two major parties. And by the two parties, one who is accusing the other of being corrupt and wasting country's resources. Today we dive into Ghana, which led by the two major parties, national blah blah blah. Which party come into power and it's managing the country's resources. Now, after all those interesting things, see what followed. Which party came into power and mismanaged the country's resources? So we kind of ask ourselves, will Al Jazeera be interested in that? Well, let's move on. It's difficult to build the argument based on one. Now, you see, this is another one. Robert Mugabe on Africa development. Blah blah blah. How was the whole of Africa after this disgusting execution of Gaddafi? But African, especially my country, I never really to listen to what is good for them. Gaddafi's method was supported by many of his own countries. But few years after his death, they realized that they committed an unpardonable blah blah blah. Let's see if he kind of asks some question below it. Okay, so Mugabe on interview. Then there is this one, how Boko Haram killed over 70 soldiers in Matele attack survivor. Yeah, you can make decisions with this. Remembering the dead, the Jonestown massacre. Okay, and yes, this is difficult. This is also one. Ghana and Nigeria are the backbone of Africa. They all have the natural resources in abundance to make them the most important and sought after countries in the world. But corruption is a major problem, and of course, a case to them. Yeah, and that is coming from who? The North Korea president Kim Jong-un. Will he say that? But diplomacy said he will not. He will not. And we will get more fishes. And this is the Putin thing I've discussed already. That it is. What is happening in Africa that Chechens have opened 13 police stations in South Africa. These people might be here to colonize Africa. How does it sound? Just read again, like what is happening in Africa? The Chinese have opened 13 police stations in South Africa. These people might be here to colonize Africa. Do you think something like this, Al Jazeera will say it? Well, let's go. This is it. Why? I think this has to do with when NAPCO thing happened. 100,000 young men and women recruited in the NAPCO yesterday began a new journey. Begin to the end of the long search for jobs. Sometimes to new boy and the Tabla Modi really fit Ghana, his Ghana, educate Ghana, civil Ghana, data Ghana, enterprise Ghana, even Ghana to help the country. Is this news of international interest? Okay, let's assume yes. Let's go. Donald Trump on Africa. Now, if you see the pattern, all those we have that impression they are tough. They are those he's using. You've seen Ban Ki-moon, you've seen I said no Ban Ki-moon, the North Korea president. We've seen Putin. We've seen, now we are on Trump, and this is how it goes. You want to be celebrated in a developed country, look at discovery. In Africa, it's when you die that you will be celebrated. A big billboard of your picture will be mounted near your home as part of the celebration, especially if you left cash to be blown away by family. Will Trump say something like this? And the earlier thing I said, you realize these are things we Ghanaians or we Africans or whoever the fake news is targeting. This is our inner thinking. So that's just why they put it out there. Then you see, we kind of thinking, no, Trump is thinking something about like this about us. Like Putin is thinking something about us. So that's just what they. So do you really think Trump will say something, though he's saying so many things? Just of late, he talk about the yellow vest or like the yellow demonstration in France. Now the immigration thing is not helping. France people are calling for Trump. They are chanting Trump. Right? And the American president said, please, just be in your country and leave us alone. Things like that he can say, but no harsh way this way. This is a story of that boy. And do you think Africa should continue to embrace the white? Then he brought this story of George Clooney Jr. George Clooney Jr. I think this actually happened, but how he captioned it, so like, this is it, an American teenager wrongly convicted at the age of 14 for the murder of two white girls in 1944 in his hometown of Apollo, South Carolina. So this actually happened, but look at how he captioned it. Do you think Africa should continue embracing white people? Why would Al Jazeera say something like this? Or why would any popular news like say something like this? If it's, let's say, some local site, yeah, that is possible. But Al Jazeera, no, Al Jazeera will not say something like that. So let's move on. This is another one. Kenyans have been lambasted all over the world when they still receive UK's Prime Prince William and his wife as if they were still slaves. Africa must say no to this mental slavery. Do you think this actually happened? Look at pictures. So then come here, Chinese training all soldiers to take over Zambia. And then here, a very big thank you to the president of Ghana, as Ghanaians have followed Akufo-Addo for leading Ghana to join the fastest growing countries. Yes, I don't know his source. But these things are, let me see, you can quickly do, is it, no, it's not a picture. If it's a picture, people have just downloaded to kind of reverse engineer. So it's not a picture. Now let's see this. In the political arena of Ghana and MPP in power, SSNBC or MC is in commissioning a wooden bridge. Yeah, you remember we are dealing with BBC, Al Jazeera. Will Al Jazeera post something like this? Well, let's move on. The Chinese have taken over Zambia police department as police officers because the Zambian government still own the Chinese 98 billion, which they cannot pay. When will Africa escape slavery? Right? Chinese have taken over the Gambian police department because of a loan of 98 billion they cannot pay. Does it make sense? Pray for Nigeria. Thousands of people have been displaced following weeks of heavy rainfall in some central and southern states. Well, we can just verify this. And now, here comes the hardest part. Ghana's president, Akufo-Addo, caused a traffic jam when he stopped to urinate on his way to the State House in Malawi. Some months back, this message also came up, circulating everywhere, and you will really get people who are saying it's true. So, could this be a handle for Al Jazeera? Could this be a handle for Al Jazeera? No, definitely. It can't be handled for Al Jazeera. So basically, that little further verifications, like checking them on YouTube, like on Google, just go and try to check a bit of the other posts they've done. It will really help. It will really help. One thing that could have been also used is the kind of language the person will be using. But this account actually looks like the language is standard, or maybe I don't understand the language well. But mostly, one other thing is you could see where like kind of wrong full stop, using small letters and capital letters anyhow. The head is also a sign that it's actually not real. It's actually not real. So, but this one, the person is his comments, his comma, his full stop, everything is intact. Yeah, but a lot of posts there to indicate that no, this cannot be Al Jazeera site. See things like this. You see things that today in Nigeria is Nick caught a man who has stolen a mattress, Africa. So it's kind of blowing, like mind blowing. Why? I'm sorry to say this, like UTV just pick out this one and just say it. The whole thing I've said about Putin makes sense with Paul Kagame. He will not say it. Like Manas said, even when he is on a psychiatric hospital bed, he will not say it. If that is his 100% belief, he will not say it. For diplomacy's sake, he will not. This is basic. This is basic. And we just need that further checks with what we've done. Now, one other thing too that will be helpful is when I first of all mentioned the sources. So for the sources, especially those that do research and other things. Now, let's take note. Fake news is even affecting like outcome of research. It's terrible. Students who go and do presentation and let's say 30% of what he's saying is not true. Like, because he just copied from site, he thinks reliable, not knowing use some Macedonian chat somewhere, publishing them. So it's even affecting research. And just imagine if you've been seeing WhatsApp, they tell you don't drink this, or every morning drink this 3 times, take this 2 times, take this 1 time. This is health, serious health related issues that you don't know who is giving the advice. So this is one other thing too, is like when searching for information. Let's say information about Ghana. A lot of sites will come. Almighty Wikipedia, we know it is. There is government.gov. Yes, those ones are there. But the best way, especially for, let's say, for scholarly reasons, is to go to Google Scholar. Here, and do your search. What am I typing? I need GHANA. So, or like whatever you want to type, let's say agraric in Ghana or whatever you want to type, instead of going to Google Direct, go to Google Scholar. Especially if you're a researcher, like news presenter, you really have to make some research into some article, some kind of thing, and then come and talk about it. Go to Google Scholar instead of going to Google Direct. What happened at Google Scholar is there's that citations, like who did it, when he did it, how he did it. Those details are there. Who XYZ that contributed. So you kind of get whatever you are picking, you kind of get that profile of who did it, which is very important. That is the authenticity, getting to know the. You see, this article I'm picking is being cited by 311. So whatever article you are picking, you kind of have some background checks already to deal with. So instead of going to Google Direct, go to Google Scholar and then do your search there. That will help you cut down a lot of waste that Google will like show to you. That is one. Another thing we have to talk about is it's already 2, they're around 11. Another thing we have to talk about is the type of site. The type of site. For example, let's see Ghana.com, Ghana.org, Ghana.gov.gh. Okay, this is there. Ghana.org, it's not built yet. That is packed, so then you can get it. Where did I type? That domain extensions .com, .org, .g, .mail, .net, .ngo, of late so many extensions, .tech, so many. Now let's see, this is my first time coming to this site. The site name doesn't really make sense. I want my name, but from what you've learned earlier, you realize the padlock is there, and then the company name is also here. So that means they've actually submit their documents for verification. So they really mean something. Now see, there is .com, .space, .org, .site, .blah, .ac, .academy, .account, tan, .what, .at, .ai, that is .finance, so many things, .gov, what, a lot. So first of all, if you take the country domain name out, like .com.gh, .com.uk, those ones out, those you can really get at. Let's deal with this one. Taking the countries out, you see the .com is buying it is $14.9. If you want .co is $24. If you want .site.io is $49, and the renewal, okay, you buy it $49, then every year you pay $59. That's the renewal. If you want US.us, so these are the possible like domain names you can get. And if I am to set up a fake site to kind of produce a fake news, I don't want to make too much expenditure. So I normally go for like cheaper one than .com. So not like the specific ones that kind of cost. So the person would prefer to go to ordinary.com than to go for .io. So that is also one thing. For example, if there is a site and it's .io, it kind of gives a bit of hope than if it's .com. And the reason is simple. This one costs higher than this. So if the person's intention is just to scam, he mostly uses like kind of lower budget. And .io, that's input output. So meaning it's specific to computer. Now it's just like AI, like artificial intelligence .ai. So people use the .com a lot, like commercial.com, like they mean that business. So most of those fake sites that produce those content and you just copy and share also come from the .com. So they don't like kind of the boom word. So a lot of mostly all business sites kind of using it, unless of later others are changing it. So but the thing is, that is what those people prefer, the .com. So what it means is, if you are also picking a site, like getting a content from a site, and is .org, there is that a bit of credibility there than .com. Because .org, his intention is not for profit. So those who normally create a fake site, they don't use the .org. But you know, as soon as people see it, you know, these people are not meant, like, it's not for business. So that is it. So .org, there's kind of less fake things there than .com. These are a lot of pieces we are putting together. It's not like just one thing. So you can also take note of that. And after the .org, like .edu, that is also very important. .edu. So .edu meaning is coming from an educational institution. That's education. So if you are picking things from there, there is that kind of trust than if you just ordinary .com. Now, for example, if you are picking something from like K University website, you know, they will not allow anybody at all to publish things there, or like Legon, or like University of Mines, or like Alliance, all those institutions, Kumasi Technical University, all those institutions with sites, they will not allow things like fake things to be put there. So if you are kind of picking information, you can also try to search for information that comes from .edu, sites that are .edu, like that is for education, instead of that is .com. So for .com, they will have to do anything to get their money. They are into business, so it doesn't matter. They really don't care of the authenticity of that much of the authenticity compared to .edu. So that is, you also consider that one. And then we come to the country specifics, like .com.gh, .com. That one too, anybody who has it is any information you are picking from such sites, then that means there is that a bit of credibility. So let's say you go to Scholar and then you kind of search for .edu sites, or you search for .edu, like .com.uk or .com.gh or .com.niger. To that country specific, to get it, you will kind of have to submit how do you call it, documents. You kind of like when you're trying to get this, how you submit documents. The same way, if you are trying to get .com.gh or .com. whatever, that one to is the same thing. You will submit documents. And for example, in Ghana, if you want to do something .ghana thing, I think these people are, no, it's Ghana.com. Here they are in charge of that. So .gh domain names, and they don't just give it out to anybody. You kind of go through a process, pay through mobile money. This is how much you'll be paying a year for the domain name, 49. qual.com, you'll be paying you saw I think 19 there, which is on the higher side, because if you check it from like Namespace or Namecheap or like the tech, even the tech in Kumasi here, if you check, it's now up to that 19 they are making reference. So anybody who is to set up kind of a fake thing, he would rather go for that .com direct. He will not go for .com.gh. He will not even do that investment in that GH. And then to register it, you just follow this is the bank details, mobile money payment, then you continue here and then start registration. I've actually done this twice. One day, you don't even do follow up. You have to submit and then call them again, and they will tell you. Now, typical example, I'm sure I'll get him here. I'm trying to get this domain, internet.com.gh. Okay, now it says it's already taken. They have searched that it doesn't make sense. Internet.com is available. How can I get this? It's not available. Internet.com can never be available. It can never be available. So some time back I checked internet.com.gh and I was told is available. I made a submission and everything. It's alright. I never heard from them. I called and they told me it's not available. So I came back to request for I think data.com.gh. Data.com.gh. I see. They told me it's available. I still made submission. I've not heard from them again. That's Ghana for you. That's Ghana for you. So those are the things. I also didn't do that follow up again. You see, it's free for submission. Meanwhile, I submit this and no feedback, and they are still making it available. So to kind of get this .gh.com or .org.gh .what.gh, there is a practical steps you have to follow. So the person is kind of verified. So if you are kind of getting information from these places too, it's kind of good for the public. So that is also one thing. And basically, I think that will do it for detail on fake news. I already have, these are some of the sites for fact checking, like factchecker.org, snoop.org. I've already talked about Snoop, and then who, what, why. These are kind of sites. So yeah, if like in UK they are still making that case, like they really think how people voted for the Brexit, they were influenced by fake news. Like people were saying so many things, like being in the EU is kind of some way, so they are not. So that is it. So it's kind of a big thing, and I hope all the media houses will have this video, and these are basic things. Maybe their staff will have to learn about just this petty internet tricks. I know in the media there's that race who to put it out first, and that's what will give you the viewers. But we are kind of moving into a world that the authenticity of what you produce also matters. So if you kind of be in a hurry, put, and they are kind of all being rejected, it's fake. That also brings reputation, kind of discredit your paper or your media house. So basically, this site, this video plus this article I published some months back plus what I'll be published is already published, but I'm sure those modern Ghana guys are asleep. So tomorrow morning I'm sure it will be ready. anybody can have access to it. So those 2 articles plus this particular video will, for example, like I didn't talk about .gov. For that one, yeah, feel free. Occasionally, like whoever you are, occasionally you will do those little things to sleep. But if it's .gov, feel free. Because that one you don't even buy it. Like you can't buy it. It's for government institutions or agencies, and to get it, you go to the agency. They will write a letter. You send the letter to NITA. NITA will do their cross check. They will give you the domain name, then you pay for the hosting, and then you get your receipt, and then you build your site. And that one is it's not even hosted outside. That one, the servers are in Ghana here, or .gov, .gov, or they are all hosted in, I think, NITA Data Center. I'm sure, or I hope I'm sure of that. Their data center. I know it's hosted locally, but I don't know if NITA have those data centers. So that is it. But .gh, I think .com.gh you can kind of host it outside, but they recommend. I think it's part of the guideline that they really recommend you host it in Ghana, so that you kind of boosting the Ghana industry, so like the IT industry in Ghana. So informations, if you want, first source of to look out for is .gov. If it's international, the same thing, whichever country, go to their .gov site first. If you don't find it, just look for it in a credible and it's so easy of late. Like there are forums, there are like sites that do rankings and other things. You can get a site with full list of fake news, and you can kind of build things from there to know which site to kind of concentrate next time. So 2017, for example, if I copy this one or download this one from here, I know for sure because people like me who don't have access to this site to put something there. So when it's coming from here, that's it. Now, one thing I finally want to talk about is like we that share information on social media, like WhatsApp, Facebook, on site, and this one I'm kind of looking at him this way. Looks like someone I'm trying to GS boss. Right, processing restrictions to establish. What we're even talking about. Yeah, we that share information on social media, let's please do. Please, things you copied from somewhere, please give a source. Let your message move with the source, please. That will really help. Any message you copy, please try to get a source, and those that create it too, please try to add a source, like compiled by, you give your name, if possible your contact, so that it can be verified. Now, for example, you seriously see some health advice on Facebook or like on WhatsApp, they will just see Dr. X. You don't know who that Dr. X is. There's nothing to contact him. So please, those creating the information, the bloggers, when you create information, please add a source, add your contact, or whichever way, if not telephone number, your email, or whatever you can be contacted. Let's try and add that one. We can produce, we just copy and paste. Let's also do well to kind of add that source. That source is very important. Very important. In this era of it, is very important that every information must flow with a source. every information must flow with the source. I think with this bit of things, yeah, we are good to go as beginners. There are a lot of tools, technical tools, that you can use to kind of dig out fake news. And I think there's a plugin also for Google Chrome. What is the name? And I'm sure Firefox and others will kind of have it. Yeah, fake news detector. So as soon as you open the site, it kind of gives you a warning like, man, this is this feed, this site ranking. They do kind of do that scan behind the scenes, and then they will tell you the site whether it's suspicious or not. This is important to be nearly missed. All the browsers, I'm sure you can get a plugin that you can use for those browsers, so that as soon as you open the article, you don't even have to go and do this, a lot of checks, but they can be wrong. So it's good you also have the skills. It will just tell you this news is suspicious. You can get those plugins with a lot of the popular browsers. So I think that is what we have for today. When it's already 2:30, when I get to bed and think there's something I've missed, I'll add it to the article. So please do well to read the article. And that site I wanted to copy. The Chinese government. Okay, I don't know. I thought that is the director of the acting director of education, Professor. GS director. Yeah, Professor. I see from his pictures. Yeah, this is it. Okay, I thought this guy. I've tried reaching him, and I'm not getting him. I have submitted a document to GES address to the director. It's from 5th September or so. I sent it to post office EMS. And I'm not getting it up to now. I don't know what's happening. I've called their office line several, no one picks. They just tell you to leave a voice message. I left a voice message, still no reply. I went to the site GES. That was why I picked the number. The telephone, email was there. Yeah, I picked this email. I sent it, the same information, no one replied. I remember 4 days ago too, I saw this one complaint. Initially I only submitted to the GS, the info. Later I saw the two, I sent copy to both, still no reply. I traced them on Facebook, their handle, and I chat, and then someone responded. I told him I've been trying to get a reply to see the status of my document, what is happening, and he just said, well noted, thanks, well noted. So that's about 3 days ago. I kind of guess maybe he's going to do follow-up, so just waiting to see the end of this week. But it personally is something I'm trying to get a day and do that, like a complete YouTube on it, like a video on it. We are investing so much to get websites for every agency, but to be honest, it's not doing well for information flow. Things you really have to walk to Accra, you still have to walk to when the person has a site. If you have everything, you call, no one will mind you, still have to take a car, go to Accra. So how are we embracing the IT? Is not just GES. somewhere February, I intentionally sent email. I went to kind of scan for websites and all government. I had about 29 government institutions. Like later I'll come here, this info I'll pick. I go to search for another site, let's say Ministry of Trade and Industry, Ministry of Education, Ministry of here, Sports. Then I send the same message to them, 29 ministries. That was somewhere February, 29 ministries. Only 2 replied. Only 2 replied. One was mistake, one bounced back. That means the email wasn't correct. They are not even using it again. The 2 that reply, Youth and Sports, they told me we will review your request and get back to you. And up to now, they've not. There was another ministry, I've forgotten of it. They said the most terrible thing. It was a simple message. I asked them I kind of crafted a message I'm in one fear. I need to submit a document as a matter of agency to your office, please. Can I get your digital address? That was just it. Can I get your digital address? Please, what is your digital address? I'm from Onfia. I need to deliver, someone needs to deliver a document on my behalf. What is your digital address? I was just trying to see if that investment to really put in the digital address is making some, we are really using it. So that is just now GES is here. So that is what I was asking. I realized some side they have it, a lot of the side they didn't have. So this message I sent to all 29 ministries. GES was kind of a bounce back, and then Youth and Sports told me this message, what is your digital address? They told me we will review your message and get back to you as soon as possible. That soon hasn't reached yet. And I realized it's kind of auto kind of respond, they kind of set up, not like someone already told me that. And the other ministry, I don't remember, they read it and they told me to rather use Google Map. I was shocked. They told me to use Google Map. I have that article. It's not published. I published it some time back, but I had to kind of do several research. I lost some files, but I have it there. I've not published again. Next year, I'll expand on that and kind of build something big out of that. So, they really have to use the IT stuff we are building. If these GES have been following for them to do this, it's a document, it's a proposal, and please give me permission to do X, Y. A reply, no, it's not allowed. Or yes, we will allow you. I started from district level. I went to district level to request for that permit. They said no, we don't have that power, go to region. I went to region told me we don't have power, go to national. I went to national, and since September 5th. Region did well, and when I submitted, within two weeks, they called me that no, this one is national that can approve it. For district, I spent 3 months. Go come 2 weeks down, they tell you will come find the document. Can you bring another copy? You bring another copy, tell you we don't have a substantive director. Let's wait. We will send it to region for them to check. The next month you will come back. They will tell you we can't find it. Bring another copy, just like that. Until around about 3 months, they told me no, we can't take it to region. I said okay. I just want permission I want to start kind of ICT quiz competition in my district. ICT quiz competition, kind of something I'll be doing annual. What I've actually realized is we are going wayward, but just to clear this out. All I'm realizing is government is really trying to move the country towards the IT. Like our vice really mean it if you look at the kind of stuff he's doing. But we the citizens, we are not ready. We the citizens, we are not ready. We don't even know the difference between right click and left click. The difference, we don't know. A lot of us, we don't know. So we kind of have to, we will have to be on board. So that is just the whole thing. I kind of try to start it from the JSS level, so that like every year somewhere in March, that's the World ICT Day. So there will be that quiz competition, and hopefully we'll get people on board to get like so that the kids can make use of computer, maybe before the one child, one laptop counts, which we don't know when. And if it even counts, it doesn't change anything. The children can make good use of it. So that's just a permit I'm trying to get from GES, and it's kind of some way. I've spent close to 6 months on it now. I was 5 months just trying to get that feedback. So when I saw this picture, I'm trying to get his personal email, and I'll push that message to him direct. Yeah, he has to go to secretary and those things, and they'll just leave it in the drawer. We are aware of all that. Okay, so that basically that is it, and hopefully it's helpful. And please do well to share with others. Now the unnecessary thing, my name is Kaunda. I just do things digital, like kind of I call digital entrepreneurship. It's all like kind of if it's a digital entrepreneurship, a kind of business that you run it, you market it, and then you kind of do everything about like online, but it can be completely online in Ghana here. So we kind of add in some kind of offline things, and I'm calling it digital entrepreneurship because it's not just like the internet skills we are looking at. Like digital marketing, for example, is a complete package in it, is part of it. And then we are also trying, like as part of the package, we have things like writing proposal, writing business plan, and then pitching, and then those business aspects. It's not just like giving the skills. So basically, that is what I do. I have some channels here. At your convenience, I have some other videos there. You can kind of watch it. Web Extremist. I have 2 channels. Yes, internet business, introduction to internet. This is right. Actually, I have a couple of them. I did in P.
We share with site and fast now. We are come build this fast.
This reminded something I think I skipped. If you check the Al Jazeera page, they have a site here. That website is now their official website is nowadays, which has nothing to do with Al Jazeera. So right there, we are supposed to know this is not Al Jazeera. This is what they are telling us, and when you open it, it doesn't show. When you open it, the site is off. Like it's not built. And let me see if I can do some lookup. ICC and this lookup. Robot. No, I'm not a robot. I'm a human being. My name is Kaunda, and I'm not a terrorist. That the request blah 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 was not found. Oh, I have to take away this. to soon start asking some controversial things, so I have to take away this. Let's see. What is name? I'm trying to get the person, the detail behind it, no record show. You see, it's even available. I mean, it's even just there doing nothing. It's not theirs. I don't know what they are doing. They just put it there. Our website is nowadays. They've not even buy it. They've not built a site. That website is available. You can .com, and for that is about $9. I mean, the renewal is around $11. So that was something that nearly skipped me. It doesn't even exist. Like, they've not even buy it, so they can maybe someday we'll build a site on it. They just put it there. It's probably don't even know what a website is. So that is it. I was on this cheating over web extremism site, you know. Another one, WinVet, yes, WinVet. So that is internet business, but you need to really know what the internet is about. Also, explaining the whole internet is kind of like in P. So when I have this one to IDL Computer Science, I've started a degree there. It can like only the courses we are doing, interpret it. Doing them for like those that will come maybe next year, or I realize they normally kind of handle screenshots of questions and things like that to those that will come, and there's kind of no like central place to get what your seniors learn, so you just have to find someone who completed before you can get it. So I'm kind of trying to solve all those I can, let me put it that way, all those I can, kind of solving them all. Like for the courses, I'll explain the course and then the questions, and then I'll solve them. So that is what this channel 2 is about, and have some of them like 5 hours videos, and you get to do whatever you want. So the database, the lecture said like questions like, from answer no best like check it records go. Hey man, let's end the day. So who's there talking? Yeah, shut up. So that is it for today. I hope we've actually gone through this whole fake news things. We started the history of it, how it's shared, like why it's even shared. We saw like the monetary value to bring your opponent down, shared because of ignorance, and a couple of other things, and then how to detect them. We have the cognitive skills. Just keep reading. Just keep reading. You realize I've shared a lot. I've shared a lot of from 2013. I actually started like kind of living internet life from 2013, and I've shared a lot. So, and that has built some kind of things in me. Like as soon as I see that, like it follows some pattern I shared earlier, which later I realize is rejected. So that cognitive skills is very important in identifying it. The type of site you are using, the .com, like how you are getting the information from the .com, .org, or .swat, .edu, like if it's online search, you have to use the Google Scholar. You don't just have to go to direct Google, use the Google Scholar. basically those things. And you've also learned like how to reverse engineer pictures or like text to see where the actual source is coming from. It's kind of one of my, it's a simple trick, and I don't think I've thought of it anyway. I just use it in like forums and other places, and people kind of think like your magic. Anything they just post there, bam, you are able to say this is fake, and they kind of go around it and realize it's actually fake, and that's the whole trick. And my chat mostly is on computer, so just if it's WhatsApp, I don't want to open WhatsApp, or people will see groups I'm in it. So if you just paste it, I just copy and then paste it in browser, press enter, just scan 1, 2, 3. If it's not there, I'll say, master, this is not real. So that is the trick. And like I said, I learned from that Mandela somewhere 2013 thereabout, that he used to check his students who copied fake information. So we've seen that one, and then we've seen, like I said earlier on, I'm talking about Facebook in general, but what actually triggered is the YouTube news on Paul Kagame, which Manas Azure, my remote mentor. I really like that guy and the way he writes. I just hope one day I'll meet him. It's just unfortunate. I was actually planning towards that. One guy was trying to one guy who knows him was trying to like I tasked him to kind of get some kind of appointment, just to meet him, ask him some questions, how he built his reputation, things we have to stop along the way, like what you have to do, things like that. Unfortunately, Fufi and Twata, just 2 years or so the guy passed away, so it's kind of bad luck, and then you wonder why certain things happen. Like that, not my friend, like I was writing Mr. and then one guy was by me, and all these checks, he still managed to sneak in with a calculator, like his phone, his smartphone, so that he can Google things out. So just go in there and how do you call it? People like his friend, you know, the role, let's say if this is computer science, the next row is not computer science. So here is not computer science, you're in the middle, your front is not computer science, your back is not the computer science. So the one was here, one was here. I don't know, it looks like a planned thing. So all those other courses are where that guy is with phone. So one of the questions is, yeah, I mean, Google give you here. So the guy pull his phone, just try, and like he doesn't have data. Just being crazy. I force the phone number inside, and also you need data. I would just do it. I just laugh over it. I say, well, so that is what happened. And I attempt to meet with Manasseh, the person passed away. So that is it. So have a nice, should I say morning, or I have a nice day.